Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Put your right hand in the box.
What's in the box?
Then stop. Put your hand in the box. I hold at your neck. The gun's your box.
It's not fear. Fear is the mind killer. And fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will make it to pass over me and through me.
The Duke will die before these eyes, and he'll know that it is I, Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, who encompasses his doom.
The Sleeper Awakens.
First of all, before we get into this, I just want to do my expressive vocal warm-up for the show.
Sure.
Oh, good. Now I'm Fremen.
Two towers. There were two towers, but there was a building 7. There was also a building 7.
Oh,
yeah.
I love an undulating cry.
Like a candle in the wind.
Elton John.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he flipped that song to be about Princess Diana.
And it was originally about Madonna.
But no, Marilyn Monroe. And then the song he changed about
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
Jesus
Madonna's
Christ.
still alive.
Madonna should be dead.
I'm glad we started like this.
Because
you're immediately wrong.
Madonna's an old chimney. That's the song that should be written about her. Hey, old chimney, glad you're not dead.
You know, I am too. But today we're not here to talk about the differences between Marilyn Monroe, Madonna, and Princess Di.
Rude Duners, rise up!
Rude Duners, get your fucking still suits on and suck the shit water that you have made with your body through the tube into your nose, and make sure when you're out in the open desert, you have to breathe in through your mouth and breathe out through your nose.
What is this, water world? Come on, people.
Come on. Actually, it's a lack of water world, but it's raining in Los Angeles today.
I hope it's
so
men.
It's decidedly unlike Arrakis. Welcome to LPN Deep Dives, Dune. I am your God Emperor Henry Zebrowski. I sit here with my human wife, Holden McNeely. Here again, we ride the worm.
There you go. Let's ride the worm. Tests of strength. You know what I mean? Let's get in there.
Do you think that they allow...
I'm your Gurney Halleck.
You are. You really are. Do you think when they put together the group of people that are going to do the undulating cries on the soundtrack, like, do you think that they get Like, how do they pick those guys? Like, do you think they drop a bunch of hammers on a bunch of people's feet and see who goes, "Hi-ya! You know what I mean? Because it's fucking, they hit those undulating cries very, very, very hard.
Look, it's trained professionals. You know what I mean? You haven't seen IO's Got Talent? Where the people come up one after the other. Now give us, what is your name and age?
What I am Busul, the base of the tower.
Oh, fantastic. And what is your goal in your career, Busul?
I will unite the tribes.
All right.
I will be named Muad'Dib, the desert mouse.
All right, Big. That's a bit advantageous, but start whenever you're ready. Give us what you got.
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. But we are here today to talk about Dune 2. Now, Dune 2, we are back. I'm so happy. I got to see it twice. So nice. I saw it twice.
I want to just initially throw it out there. I think when you and I we got to see an early screening. You tried to get a chant going of Dune 1. You tried to get a chant going of Muad'Dib. No one joined. Yeah. I was really high, so I was immediately uncomfortable by the whole thing. But I think, right, if I remember this correctly, we were all collectively blown away when it went Dune Part 1, right?
Yeah, we're all like, what?
What?
What the fuck? Because, again, we were surprised.
Yeah.
Now we know that Dune 1 covered honestly about a third of the book.
Yeah.
So I knew that Dune 2, depending on what the H he was going to do, Denis Villeneuve, because now I know how to say his name. I want credit for that.
There you go.
I want French-Canadian merit for that.
All right, there you go. Here's your fucking badge.
Thank you. Yum, yum. But so we were like, well, Dune 2's got a lot to cover, unless now I had heard aforementioned there was rumors that there was going to be a third Dune movie. So going into Dune 2, I was a little concerned that we were just going to get the second third of Dune.
Oh,
like
God, and they were going to be like part 2 of 3.
I thought that when they got to, there was like a point, because also the movie's, it's long, but suitably long. It ramped up as it went. We're going to go
longer.
Just so you know, before we even begin, spoilers. We're going to be talking about the entire film and all of our
That'd
opinions
be fun
on
if we
it.
just danced around everything that happened in the movie.
People get mad either way.
Vaguely. I liked how there was sand.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe worms.
It's most of the reviews. You just got to say it, because Eddie just barely said a thing about True Detective Season 4. And a lot of people got upset.
Women in that one, huh?
Yeah.
Was that the thing?
No, Jodie Foster's good in it. We just said in the end is that it wasn't supernatural, but then everyone freaked out. That's spoiler.
There you go.
But it's also, then we realize it's actually not a spoiler at all. It's actually not a spoiler, because actually there's like a lot of other shit in there, and it does sort of hit. That's the actual spoiler, is it actually kind of doubles
So
back, and it kind of hits. I'm just telling you, that's the extra spoiler. Nothing. I'm going to spoil everything that you've seen. Tar, it's fucking stupid.
Tar was
That's
dumb?
a spoiler.
Wait,
Maestro. Guess what happens in a Maestro? Shark jumps out of the water, eats his fucking dick.
Wait, Tar, your opinion that Tar is stupid is not a spoiler.
That's a spoiler, my friend.
Tar was pretty good.
Guess what Tar is backwards? Rat. That means a fucking sneaky-ass movie that nobody cared about.
Yeah.
Stupid-ass movie.
There were big worms in that one, though. That was a surprise.
That was
When
strange.
she took those hooks out, and she was like, not only can I compose,
I can ride!
very good. I think you have a future in the business. You move on to the next round, Brannock.
Yeah, Maud, bitch. Now, so back to Dune 2. So, at the very beginning of Dune 2, I was a wee bit concerned, because as the movie's going, you're like, they got a lot of ground to cover. We're going to do. And then the surprise third act of Dune 2, I think, is one of the most exciting pieces of sci-fi action film since Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
This is definitely the Empire Strikes Back of this sequence of films, because now we know that Denis Villeneuve plans a third film.
Yes.
So the Dune 2 as just a general sort of like mock-up. It covers the last 2/3 of the first book of Dune.
Hey, can we just back up real quick? I just want to say in general thought about the movie. It was like a action ballet or something. It was so like music filled, and so like my seat, the soundscape in the theater really is a movie to see in the theater. My seat was like rattling the entire time. In a way that I love, because this is what's funny is I've bitched about Tenet so fucking hard, and part of that was how obnoxiously loud
Wait a second,
it was.
but what's complaining about Tenet? It's the entire movie.
I hated Tenet so much.
I love Christopher Nolan, and I recently rewatched.
I love Christopher Nolan.
I rewatched Tenet, and I rewatched Inception.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's good.
I don't think it is.
I don't think either one of them were
I
good.
think Inception's
I think they're
maybe
beautiful.
good, but
Tenet is beautiful.
It did. Tenet was so bad, it made me rethink my thoughts. It made me question everything, how I felt about Christopher Nolan as a director.
That's what Inception did to me. I watched it on a plane recently, and I rewatched it, and I was like,
wait, is this just like trying to sell like this overly masculine, badass, complicated puzzle box thing?
Well, it's an hour and a half of exposition.
Yes, they
just to set up an action scene.
Yes.
Well, so Dune 2, what they do great.
They nail it. They do the opposite of Tenet. Even though the sound was oppressive, I was there for it. It was beautiful. It was like just.
They hit the ground running. Now, just so you know, so Dune 2, we get a lot of got a lot of messages. People say like, oh, you know, these companies pay you for good reviews. I wish, because I would. I'd take that fucking money and I'm going to go straight to goddamn China.
HelloFresh, bitches.
Yeah, buddy. But glass.
Blue Aprons and fucking snitches.
It does work, man. HelloFresh, honestly, it's a really wonderful meal service.
I just did a sponsorship for them on Twitch, so thank you for giving me money HelloFresh.
See,
There you go.
we can be. We can
Yeah,
do it.
we
We
can
can do
do
it.
it.
But Dune 2, this is my honest review, is that it was not, I hate to say it's not surprising. Denis Villeneuve is an amazing director.
Yeah.
And what I also love is that we get to sit here and critique the extremely hard work of some of the finest artisans in filmmaking. And we're just two fat dumps.
Yeah, totally. The only thing we are allowed to critique is fucking sandwich artists at Subway.
Dude, and I'm allowed to, and I do.
Absolutely. And
heavily.
They're raising their prices.
I read them to filth.
Go to Subway. It used to be meatball, now it's chicken bacon ranch, and neither at this point because I haven't eaten there for so long.
Don't eat there anymore.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
Just eat the meat. Just eat piles of meat.
Okay.
We're doing that tonight. Here's the
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So at the top, it was like, it wasn't, again, I'm not surprised, but Dune 1. My main takeaway from Dune 1 was that it was beautiful stylistically, but it did feel like I was excited. I was happy to see it. Loved Baron Harkonnen. Loved, at the time, like I loved Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong as young Paul. I thought that he was good as the sort of confused man. Rebecca Ferguson is Dunkalicious. She's an incredible Jessica, and she's beautiful and she's powerful. All in the first one. Johnny, you're like, oh, what are they going to do with Zendaya? Obviously, they need to bump it up. The main true speed bump in Dune 1 is
touchy. Watch it.
Full disclosure.
Ooh, watch it.
Someone that might be identified as my brother-in-law works for a company owned by Jason Momoa.
Ooh,
So,
I really like his vodka.
the
Tequila.
vodka is fine.
Vodka.
It's good. The vodka is good. His vodka is good.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to say this, and as many things, I think that he seems like an affable man.
Okay. That's
He's-
a nice thing you said about him.
He's a generous boss.
That's another nice thing you've said about him.
But I still feel as if he's not Duncan, Idaho.
It's hard
right?
to. Okay, I will say.
Because you notice they steal the attributes from Gurney Halleck that are in the book and they
Yes.
give them to Duncan Idaho.
Yes.
Duncan Idaho is supposed to be sort of this mysterious dude that's in too deep with the Fremen that's actually sort of kind of inspirational to Paul, but he's dark, he's twisted.
Yeah.
He's so loyal to the Atreides that he's the only one that would accuse Jessica of being a traitor, which they took all that out of the movie anyway, right? That was Dune 1. And he was also, and he's so loyal to the Atreides to a fault that he becomes the number one assistant to the God Emperor of Dune, Leto 2, as the last remaining a piece of the Atreides, like pure loyalty maxim that they have, that the entire family abides by, right? So we now know that Jason Momoa is probably going to come back in Dune 3 if it does come back.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, everything I was going to maybe say is feels like a spoiler about.
We're all, dude, this is spoiler town, baby.
Okay, we're in spoiler city
And
about even
we
the
have
future
no
books, even the books. Future
Yeah,
books.
they better
All right,
have
great.
read the books
okay,
at this point.
I don't think he's like so bad in that instance of the first film but I
when
have
he
a
is
hard time visaging him doing the things that he
has to
will
do.
be doing,
Yes.
hopefully in these future books. But also, isn't it kind of hard to see Shyamalan and a giant worm?
Well, Shyamalan Ding Dong wouldn't be in that.
I guess he wouldn't be, right?
It would probably be Barry Keoghan. They're going to make somebody else, right?
It's so going to be Barry Keoghan.
It's definitely going to be
It's
Barry
going to be
Keoghan.
what Paul's son. Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
so my main issue with Dune 1 really, unfortunately, was just I felt just Jason Momoa's vibe was a little too bro-y. Upon rewatching Dune 1 before going into Dune 2, it still is the one thing that sticks out. And also, they kind of like zip zop zop through his original meeting with the Fremen. They kind of like very quickly Jessica's brought into the fray. They're like, oh, the weirding way. And then but I also love Javier Bardem's performance in Dune 1. But altogether, it wasn't a complete film. Dune 1 kind of felt like obviously we're missing something because we're really not there. It really was just the first third of the book.
Real quick about Momoa too but you have to remember demographics, and
I understand.
We have goth boy lust coming into the theater in flocks with Shyamalan, but we needed big, strong,
bring in the women,
man lust.
They're trying to make Dune palatable to women,
to non-sci-fi nerd women, the gay man.
Yes. But you know
also,
what? You know what the thing is that the way that I feel that they should have done that, which is what they did in Dune 2, would just bring the Bene Gesserit up front. So Dune 2, I am endlessly impressed. Now I've seen it two times about how much Dune they got into the movie
and how weird
They went there. They went there.
I love that.
They also, well, I spoke with David Dasmalchian. We did a little interview with David Dasmalchian talking about his experience on Dune, and the only that is what's missing in Dune 2 is fucking more Mentat action, because there's no Mentat action.
I loved it.
There's a whole scene David Dasmalchian filmed where it was him torturing Dr. Yui in the first movie, and it was fucking like he had a whole like villain monologue, and it all got cut for time.
Because I don't even know how much they explained. I'm trying to remember. It's all awash a little bit now because there's just so much information. I remember Lex and I rewatched the first Dune the other night, and there's a Mentat moment like right in the beginning of that movie.
Through Fear How
it's like head goes up, and I'm just, and I paused. I was like, "Do you know what a Mentat is?" And she hadn't, so I explained the whole Butlerian jihad and everything.
And then that fucked for hours.
And then we fucked. I got in her butthole, dude. Which she never lets me into that hole.
Yeah, man.
That is a forbidden hole right there.
The worm rides again.
That was the thing. She was like, "Get the worm bucket." She was like, "Get the popcorn bucket, get it." I was like, "What do you want to do with it?" You know what I mean? It was amazing, dude. Yeah, so that was awesome. But anyways, besides that whole butthole moment, it was cool to explain her to that and be like, yeah, this is this whole other layer to this thing. You don't even know, like, watching these movies. And they haven't really explained the Butlerian jihad.
No, they would not. No, why would they?
It would be like Inception at that point. They'd just be like, and then this is the background.
That's
and then this is the
more background. You know what I feel like they should do? Especially for Dune 3? Give out pamphlets.
Honestly?
With all of the stuff in it.
Honestly?
Give us glossaries so people can really get into it.
They did that for something. What did they do that?
They did it for the Hateful Eight.
Yeah,
they had those programs. Those were really cool. When they did the 35 millimeter
or
run.
do the fucking John Waters thing, hand out smell-o-vision.
I would love that. Yeah,
you just scratch and
smell the inside of a fucking still suit.
Yeah, still suit juice, scratch and sniff.
That's merch that we're leaving on the table,
Come on, dude.
That's fucking shit we're leaving on the table.
I can't believe I'm criticizing anything after they did the fucking worm mouth popcorn bucket.
Well, because I can't get it.
Yeah.
It's because I couldn't fucking find it.
Brutal, huh?
I actually have some friends that are reaching out.
Really?
This might be too inside
Jackie
baseball.
has it.
Yeah, I know. And she doesn't deserve it. Dave Bautista might be able to get me one. I'm trying to get some inroads.
Dude, he was so fucking good.
So fucking good.
Last Podcast on the Left is excited to collaborate with Audible. Audible has a massive range of ad-free crime fiction, nonfiction, and true crime podcasts. You know, there's so many things you could do while you're listening to an audiobook. You can clean up your own personal crime scene. And that's easy to do, and you can learn it all from books. Some people also listen to audiobooks to go to sleep. But you could check out podcasts like This American Life, titles from true crime greats like Michael Connelly and Agatha Christie, and Audible originals like Dr. Death, The Cowboy. You can find whatever you're looking for on Audible. Plus, you can multitask while you do it. Find your next mystery on Audible. Audible. Stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com/left. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Summer means freedom. And for adults, summer means work next to freedom. But thanks to Mint Mobile's summer sale, it can almost feel like the work is playtime for the adults. Right now, all of Mint's plans are $15 per month, even unlimited. Free yourself from big wireless and switch to Mint Mobile for high-speed data and coverage on the T-Mobile 5G network. It's so well connected, I could call from anywhere. Deep from well within my bunker, where my AI-fueled robots slowly but surely toil for me, but I know for a fact I'm saving money on my phone plan.
or up above, where I'm training all of my giant Amazon female warriors who will fight in bulletproof mesh. Also, honestly, Mint Mobile's really cheap and it's really reliable, so you should use it. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 per 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabyte hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
All right, so let's start from the top.
Yeah.
So Princess Irulan is now kind of shown more in this movie. Florence Pugh plays Princess Irulan. I like what they did with Princess Irulan. I think that she did a really good job because you forget, and when they don't really expressly talk about in Dune 2, but I think is great that they do it without expressing it. They show, not tell, which is that she's Bene Gesserit and what she's going to do in Dune 3. Essentially, like, this is all setting up the storyline of Princess Irulan is going to set up her position in Dune Messiah if and when they get to it. Then you have Christopher Walken. It begins with them talking about, like, obviously, now that the Harkonnens have the Dune, which is also I love. The movie hard starts with fucking all of Harkonnen, Onan, Arakeen, guys coming in and out. Christopher Walken needs to maybe needs to take a break. He looked scared and tired.
Yeah, I definitely.
I love him.
He was maybe the only person in there where it's like I always love him, but I felt like I was watching Christopher Walken in a Dune movie as opposed to like
everybody
his
else was
character.
on Arrakis.
Yeah,
he was on a set.
Yes,
in Los Angeles.
He was Christopher Walken. Like, and
yes.
I know that's easy to say because he's very specifically himself in most of the things he does, but I don't know how to define it, how to describe it. Exactly.
He's just not plugged in.
He was like, I was waiting for him to ask where like craft services was.
Yes, that's how it felt. That's how it felt. And then what I also love about this, and then it jumps into some hardcore Fremen action.
Ooh, yeah. And you made that noise when that Fremen action started. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, is Tool time here? Like,
yeah.
Are we an home improvement happening right now?
But it jumps right into an assault of the Fremen against the Harkonnens. And because we know that now that Paul is in the desert, he's going to go from this child that is trained by the Atreides clan to being kind of brought into the ways of the desert. The Fremen people believe that he'd know it anyway. They do a cool device where Chani is sort of teaching him the ways of the desert, played by Zendaya, which I actually thought was a really good choice for her character. I was like, cool, this is what we do. But they showed how much the Fremen kick fucking ass, which I think is really important. Because I rewatched the David Lynch's Dune in the theater. It was awesome. I went and you forget, in that one, it's kind of rinky dinky. You forget how in the end, it's 2.5 hours of monologues. And then it's just Kyle MacLachlan going, and we're going to get him. And then they it's just the end of the movie. And then it rains. And you're like, what the fuck? But this just showed that the Fremen are a deadly fighting force.
Yeah.
Zendaya is, at first she's like, ooh, I like this guy. My one thing about Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong is that I love Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong as sad young prince. I love him as mystical, confused about the prophecy.
Less convinced in terms of a warrior way.
Can you imagine him being able to tear open a sugar packet?
Right.
Never mind beating the living shit out of another giant man.
Right.
That is the only thing. He does good movement. And he did fun in the fights. You could tell he worked hard. But it's still just you're fucking 100 pounds soaking wet. You're a human bookmark.
Yeah,
and you're literally going to go and you're going to fight the Saduka.
Now that he's where he's at in the movie, then you're back to believing it. You're back to believing him when he's just in charge and he's just commanding people to do things and masterminding things and making these hard sad boy decisions. That makes sense.
And one of the big choices that Dune 2 made that I also loved was that now we also know that Jessica is pregnant.
Yes,
we know that she's got full of cums. And it took, right?
And they can talk, and they can have a chat.
And they can talk.
Yes.
But they kind of did it in a classy way, which is like fine for me, but I kind of want a fetus going like, hey, I want it to be Gilbert Gottfried.
Hey,
yeah. I mean, like,
look who's talking.
That's
or
what I
something.
prefer.
Yeah.
But what they did really fucking good in Dune 2 is that water of life sequence. Now the Fremen. They go through the whole rigmarole saying that our Reverend Mother is dying. If you want to be a part of our community, you're going to need to take her place. That is Stilgar to Jessica. She basically says, okay, I have no choice. Meanwhile, Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong goes to play with worms with Zendaya. And so she goes in, that cool sequence of the creepy old Reverend Mother. She goes in. They called her the Sayadina. That's their version of the Reverend Mother, if you remember. But one of my favorite bits in the whole movie was watching that fetus get splooged with blue. Because partially right before the movie, I don't know if you heard me, I was fucking...
You were moaning in ecstasy.
Oh.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought it was like, is he coming? Are we...
That's my new cum noise. I go,
I will say before the movie, though, it was a lot of fun people screaming about worms.
Well, that was really surprising in Dune 2 because LA is famous for having kind of uptight audiences as far as I'm concerned. But people were going, where are the worms?
I got to laugh. I forget what trailer it was that we even watched, but it was this big action trailer that at the end, because people were screaming for worms, at the end of the trailer, I just went, no worms!
Yeah, and the crowd
laughed. But that was the problem, but then that spurred other people. I inspired a bunch of dickheads, but they all got shushed in the beginning, but I actually just feel bad because I set them up to get shushed, and I'm sorry for the dickheads.
That's why the comedians, it's all about editing.
And I was drunk, so I should have had less sense and said more things.
No,
but I
that's
know
comedian instinct.
I know when to hold them. I know when to fold them.
Yep, and you know when to scream, where are the worms?
Yep.
Now, they go, the water of life sequence, that's what I love. So the baby's talking to it, but when it gets, part of what I was, and I've been mad about, which is the erasure of blue when it comes to spice. Right, so in Dune 2 and in the beginning of Dune 1, you see to them they make the spice look like a bunch of shiny crystals.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is that, remember flavonoids?
Yeah,
they used to put in gum.
Flavonoids. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
and they had that whole thing where a bunch of women wanted to marry him or be with him or whatever, and then they all got
you know what I'm talking about. But these guys they got sparkles in there, and my thing is that spice is fucking blue, which is why their eyes turn blue.
Right.
Why in the living fuck would their eyes turn blue?
Hence our life
if the spice
water right here
isn't fucking blue.
Right.
And they go and look for the spice and they look for the shiny patch. And it's like, what is this? Cher's underwear drawer? I am looking for fucking blue spots. Right. That's where the spice should be.
Now, why is this so annoyingly important to you?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's consistency. I mean, I think that's why.
Well, you know what it is that
it says, hey, this guy read the book. He's making a movie.
You know what it's stripping the uniqueness of the book.
Yeah.
It's like making it, but Denis Villeneuve, he does it. Denis Villeneuve, he does it. He makes the water of life blue as hell.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you.
It made the water of life blue as hell. And I think my favorite thing that felt the most like the books is how psychedelic that sequence was, and how
awesome.
How darkly psychedelic. Anytime we're dealing with a Bene Gesserit, anytime we're dealing with it is Space Witch City in this way that I'm just so fucking about. I feel like that's my favorite thing about these movies is that they exist and they're the big blockbuster of the moment and they're fucking dark and weird.
Really weird.
It's
he
just
did a
so
good job.
unpalatable in this certain way and people are fucking down. We don't need to be over-explained stuff. We can just you could just throw shit at us that's crazy and big.
This movie should prove that you can stop spoon-feeding us garbage.
And talk about jumping away from the same old formulaic structures of the MCU and everything recently, which I've just have so much fatigue on, much less with sci-fi and Star Wars and everything. Star Wars, I forget what movie it was. I think I was watching that fucking Luke Skywalker origin movie, right? And or not Luke, sorry, a Han Solo origin movie.
I made it through half of it.
They were doing the thing they always do, and I said, if I have to watch in a Star Wars movie a group of people sneak into a base and to steal a personal person or a piece of data, and then all hell goes loose and they have to shoot their way out. I'm fucking never going to watch another one. You do this every goddamn one of these movies. I have to watch you sneak into a base and then shoot you. It was just so the same thing over and over again. And
Well, we now-
Dune is just Dune 2
Superhero-
especially is
yes.
flying completely off of it.
Absolutely, and superhero fatigue is real, and it is slowly but surely happening. Let's grind it to a halt. Let's grind the content machine to a goddamn halt.
Hell yeah, Madam Web.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. So Chani then comes in. So now they're setting up all this prophecy stuff. What I also loved about Dune 2 is that they talk about the concept of the Bene Gesserit planting religious stories and these various like old school hierarchy, all these like across the universe.
Real quick,
for
while
their
you
own
talk
good.
about this, is this water life drinkable? Okay, great. All right, go on.
Yeah, if you want to, honestly, that'd be great.
Oh my God, my balls are turning blue.
Tell me the fucking future, dude.
You're gonna die, man.
I knew that. I knew it was gonna happen. So just because like
Okay,
so they do a really good job of like because Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong is going like, I'm not the Messiah, right? Because he doesn't want. He's trying to be what's his name? Who's the guy in Texas that everyone's trying to go always going against Greg Abbott?
Texas Frank,
Who's the guy that Beto?
Texas Pete, the hot
He's a-
sauce guy.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong is trying to make Paul like Beto.
Okay,
You remember from Texas that guy that people like
Waco or
White
what is
guy?
his name? John. Yeah.
Beto?
No, man.
That
I don't
fucking
know
guy?
names. I'm just gonna say fake
Beto
names.
O'Rourke. That's the guy.
Yeah. Okay.
He's trying to make him like super fair
Yeah.
or whatever and being like, no, mummy, no. The Ophemin must save themselves,
Mhm.
right? And she's just like, no, you're going to do as prophesied. Because she believes she like survives the water of life, like as we know. I'm not going into plot points because you guys fucking know the books at this point. I don't know what to tell you. But the Stilgar is played extremely well by Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
The Stilgar is the one, like, I loved how they sort of did this mechanism about the prophecy and the all of them kind of trying to figure out whether or not it's real, whether or not, like, and Stilgar being the true believer, and like the one moment of actual comedy in the entire movie is Stilgar's, which is great. Javier Bardem kind of comes onto his own in this, because I think the first one he kind of seemed more like a general guy, you know, like, because it's everybody who's like not white. Is in the Fremens, you know what I mean? So but the rest of him was like, he's great in this movie. But, and then also Zendaya, they used the Chani characters. One of the big changes that they did in Dune 2 was that they took the Chani character and they made it like, that's the ticking clock, they call it sometimes, right? That's like a term they use in television where it's like there's a character that moves the plot along by coming into the room. I did it for Hero Stillborn. I came in the room and I'd go like, guys, like everybody else had cool stuff to do.
Right.
And I'd sit there all day doing nothing. And then I'd come at the end of a scene and go, guys, we got to get out of here.
Right.
And that was like the only function I served. It was to end scenes or to like move plot along. And so Zendaya, it's a little bit of that because she's always, you know, and this, I feel like I might get a lot of hate mail for this, but wouldn't it be nice to see Zendaya smile? You know what I mean? Wouldn't it be nice to see it just have, she's got such a beautiful smile. You know, she's always frowning.
She's a grimacer.
She's
for
great
sure.
though. She's a great, wonderful actor. Like she's got screen presence. Like she is awesome to see.
But you know
she's
what I
the
mean?
one-
You know, as a guy, as a man, I just want to see that smile.
Where's the smile?
If I saw it in the street, I'd be like, come on,
Come
baby.
on, baby.
Give me a smile.
Baby, what you so
And she'd be like,
fucking say? Yeah,
just
just fucking
stab me in
stabs
the
you in
neck.
the gut.
Yeah. By the way, it just because I've gotten shit for this before, it is Zendaya, not Zendaya. And I know it's a dumb correction to give
No,
you.
it's not. It's not.
annoying.
Well, I'm
going to
be saying it. I've already said it way
so
too
many
times.
and I just was I was like,
No,
what
good.
do I
I'm glad
say
you
to
did this now. I'm glad you corrected me after we've done
It's
25
like
minutes.
more positive thing. So instead of dying, it's the day.
Zendaya.
You know what I mean?
Zendaya.
Yeah.
But she's a wonderful actor. And but her job is to come in as now. So for Chani's the one that is like the doubting Thomas voice of the Fremen.
Totally. She also didn't have a lot in the part of in the first movie.
No,
in
she had
terms of what
nothing.
it covers in the book is not really much Chani in general. So she didn't really. I don't know how she would have been given more in the first
If you see
movie.
we're going to get to the end of the movie, but
I think that what they're hinting at, I'll talk once I get to the ending. I think there's a hint of what they're trying to do with Chani for the third film. But I love her position in this movie.
Yes, they did a great job with her.
Because she's trying to sort of like, she's the one grounding Paul. First, Paul's on the fence. Again, where Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong really sings is that he comes in, he does the push.
That was weird when he really sings. He starts going, I am a friendly boy.
Riding the worm back and forth. I'm riding the worm into
And that whole
the
part
north.
is like, I'm Willy Wonka here to say I like making chocolate every day. I was like, wow.
I hated that rap sequence.
Wow.
Don't bring up Willy Wonka here.
I
Did you
can't wait
hear
to
him
see
sing
it.
a song?
I want to see it. It's the Paddington director. I like
I
musicals
didn't like Paddington.
again. I like musicals now.
I didn't like Paddington. Thought that was fucking
What?
stupid. Yeah.
How?
Thought it was stupid and
Paddington 2?
dumb. Yeah.
Was great.
Hated it.
What about the porn parody? That bear got fucked.
There's a porn parody of Paddington?
I'm sure there is.
Fucking whoa.
Yeah, I don't know, called Paddy Wagon.
To get back to it. So now they are the next best part, which is, so we now see Chani. So they're all saying, oh, you know, the Muad'Dib, the Lisan al-Ghalib, the voice from outside. He is going to know the ways of the desert. Chani's teaching him the ways of the desert on the sly. She kind of loves Paul. He's got that fucking long down.
Yeah.
The two of them, like, they kind of fall in
It's
love.
the little quiet ones, the little gangly quiet ones that have the big old cocks, big loads.
Yes. But you know what's nice is that what's nice about seeing it the first time is that the second time I knew that the kissing scene that they do is when I could leave and go to the bathroom.
Right.
And so that was like, I was like, thank you, Denis.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I needed. It's like, I kind of feel like, not that it's done on purpose, but it kind of sort of feels like it's directly in the center of the movie when they kiss for the first time. And it's when all the dudes got up and go to the bathroom.
Man,
when I went to go
the
take
piss
a
I took when we watched it together was like 15 minutes.
I know,
dude.
Stilgar would have been mad at you.
It was crazy how
Yes.
long. I was pissing that entire time. It was crazy.
So then we meet, so now Baron Harkonnen, Beast Rabban, Beast Rabban. What Dave Bautista does in this movie
Yeah, he's
is
so
so fucking great.
He freaks me. I mean, he's just so,
He's so good.
Yeah.
But he does this thing, which I loved what they did with Beast Rabban, that they made him weak. So in the first one, he's this frightening guy. He has that first scene where he bashes that guy's fucking head against the console, which was awesome, right? And then he shows, though, that like, oh, he's this like weakling. He's like not like, he runs away at all the conflicts. He like runs away. Beast Rabban is in there. He's not doing the final fight. And then they introduce who I think is the sleeper best part of this entire movie, soon to be my favorite actor, fucking Austin Butler as Fade Routha is fucking good. And then
the part where he's like, hey,
you can do anything on a rack, but don't step on my blue suede shoe.
I just gonna say, if you don't know, he played Elvis in the movie Elvis, and he couldn't. He said he couldn't drop the accent.
But then what he did apparently, we talked a little bit when we did the David Dasmalchian interview, but it's fucking great, where he, I guess, prepared a Stellan Skarsgård impression.
Yes.
So that he would sound like Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah, I saw this.
And he was great.
He surprised the director. He surprised Villenueve.
And there's a couple moments where he said something. I was like, you know, he just sounded like Billy Skarsgård. Like, he's so good at the thing where I was just like, is that Pennywise? And I was like, no. That he's very scary. He's great. He does less than more, which is so much better than anything else. Again, super happy they did the Lady Fenring plot. Like, what am I also, finally Stellan Skarsgård gets to do something good. I feel, how do I say this? I feel like he was wasted in the movie. I feel like Baron Harkonnen wasn't really properly celebrated. But I'm glad that he did finally kill two people.
Yeah.
Not boys.
Yeah, they didn't really lean into the boy thing.
No, everyone's fucking got.
I feel like, but that's so good because it's so scary. It didn't test well.
I don't think people liked it. But then
but it's upsetting. It makes him so villainous.
Finally gave him the scene when Fade Routha, they do the whole, like, the last two guys from the Atreides family, and Fade Routha is going to, like, fight them for his birthday. They go to Getty Prime, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Getty Prime's rules.
The Black Sun
so
is
good.
So cool, like, making everything black and white. I love the globule fireworks. Everybody did. I love a big, messy, sploogey firework. But Baron Harkonnen, when he is looking down, and he's just like, now show me what you're made of. And he does this like little smile, and he like sucks on his like little hookah thing. Was like, and then I was like, that's awesome. I was that's Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah. That's
and Lady
nailing it.
Fenring gets fucking gooped in.
Mm-hmm.
They just like that was also showed the power of the Bene Gesserit. I love all of the Bene Gesserit stuff.
All the Bene Gesserit shit is probably my favorite shit.
Good.
I think with the Harkonnen shit was my favorite shit in the first movie. The Bene Gesserit stuff in this is so fantastically nailed, and like I said, psychedelic but intense and dark.
Denis Villeneuve knows Dune.
Yes,
he knows the books. I think at first, not that I was ever truly worried because he's a master filmmaker, but in the first one, you're like, okay, stylistically, I like the style and I like the vibe, but still, it's like, we got a lot of Dune to get to. That's how it kind of felt. But when like Dune 2, I was like, this guy fucking knows exactly what's going on because he does all of the biological, political stuff that the Bene Gesserit does, like that scene with Lady Fenring being like, the bloodline is secured, which like, oh yeah, she got that cum. Mm-hmm. And then fucking Fade Routha. That scene is great with Lady Fenring, and she's walking through the hallway, and he's like, "Oh, you're lost." And then he comes behind her with the knife. It's fucking great.
It's the minimalism of the dialogue meeting with the maximalism of the soundscape and visuals, right?
So good.
And that is working so well for me. And I think, again, not to keep shitting on something like Inception, but like I almost... Like my memory of the movie, there's no is like if you had said to me the next day, like, wow, there was only like 3 lines of dialogue in that entire movie. Wasn't that crazy? And I would have been like, yeah, that was like amazing. Like, and yet they're telling all of this story. You're getting all of it.
Beautifully done. It's
completely
incredibly
clear.
done. And then I love the trip to the south, all the stuff where Jessica's getting scary. I love Jessica getting scary, knowing that something scary is coming. We are starting to kind of feel this sort of icky feeling of maybe this holy war that Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong is talking about. Like, he does a good job with that. It's still more like, bro, bring on the holy war, dude. Because I'm excited to see it, of course. Now, Fade Routha, the attack on Sietch Tabir is great. I would say one of the weird things is I love the reveal of her being Baron Harkonnen's daughter.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong fucking was roasting Austin Butler for his skincare routine.
Yes.
When it's like, but if you look at that, that's a lot of makeup. And I know what it's like to put things on every day like this, and it does irritate your skin, Timothée Chalamet Ding Dong. And you get to go
fuck you for not
night,
having an intense skincare routine as well, Timothy, because I don't buy it, first of all. Look at that fucking perfect I get it.
Oh, I don't do anything.
Because you're banging a Kardashian.
How old's he now?
67. Yeah, it's crazy.
Good. Oh, he's 28 years old.
28.
He's gonna age out soon.
To be 28 again, but except for we were all puffy and chain smoking cigarettes.
I look like dog shit.
We look probably at our worst at this time that he looks his best.
Yes, he's doing really very well, and he will continue to look good. Mm-hmm. He will do well. And Kylie Jenner looks like she's 95 years old. Yeah. She just looked like I don't know.
I don't get it, but they get to look moody together. But
yeah,
they go really nice. Yeah, they get to.
They both get to not eat
purse
together.
Their lips together.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And smoke cigarettes at the Beyonce concert.
Another great part about this movie.
Wait, did I just say she soft launched her breakup?
Yeah, she said, I don't know. Fucking, I don't even know.
What does that
I don't know.
mean?
It means nothing. But another awesome factor of Dune 2 is with the unfortunate lack of Jason Momoa.
Okay.
You see how that sounds good?
Is that
it left room.
You lying?
For the incredible performance of Josh Brolin.
Yes, he killed it.
It left the room for it. They played the balisette, and everyone like, oh yeah! When he pulled out the balisette. I think that the whole movie should have, because still, Gurney Halleck is the guy that actually has he has the older brother relationship.
Yeah, he's
with
like
Paul.
the badass, like jock older brother kind of. Like,
and also he's great.
Mentor.
He does great in this movie. I love the concept of him hating all the smugglers, which they played really well.
Uh-huh.
And then Paul drinks the water of life, which is really great. Chani's forced into the prophecy, which everyone's mad about. She's super mad about, but what are you going to do? I feel that because I also kind of like that push and pull, but it also, there is a little bit. One of my sort of pet peeves with any superhero movie is the I'm not going to be Batman.
Right.
I don't want to be Batman. And
And
you're
then
just
it's
being
like, all right, now we got to spend the next 30 minutes
talking about
convincing
the thing.
Yeah.
Just being like, where's the Batarangs?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Exactly.
Let's come with the fucking...
Give me the toys.
I want the toys, bro.
Yeah, I want to
Where's
see
the
the boy
Batmobile,
plays
dude?
the dirty little
I don't
toys.
care about your bullshit. I want you to kick the Joker's ass.
Yeah, I
dude.
just want to watch you lift weights for 5
That's
minutes and then go. What happened? Yeah, what happened to the old training montage?
Where's the training
I don't need to
montage?
be convinced of your emotional core. Actually, there was a bit of training montage in this.
There, a little bit.
A little bit.
But no, there was no, like, you know.
Yeah,
The best
exactly. There was, exactly. You can make it. Yeah,
Gonna let you down.
exactly.
If you
Motivational 80s
can't
songs.
make it on Dune, can you make it anywhere?
I want to sell me chocolates. I'm Willy Wonka.
Oh.
I can't believe I'm on this desert called Arrakis.
When he got Marcus dressed up as Willy Wonka
Yeah, I
for the
saw.
makeover stream, and then he was sort of doing this character that we realized it was Billy Wonka. Like he was going like, "Yeah, I'll fill you." It was Billy Wonka, the candy landlord. Yeah, I'll fix your garbage disposal.
Or was it the unknown, who the evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls? I don't know if you're familiar with Willy's chocolate experience.
Yeah, we covered that a little bit on
yeah.
Side Stories. Yeah, it's very funny.
So a lot of people super worried about investing. I understand. Money's fake. And you're like, why can't I just pull all my money out of the bank, turn it into like essentially smelted precious metals, place them up inside of my anal cavity in order to get across the various country lines? I understand you. I'm with you. I'm like you. But things like Acorn showed me it's okay to invest. Give your money a chance to grow with financial wellness app Acorns. Sign up in minutes and start automatically investing your spare money, whether it's a little or it's a lot, especially if it's a little. And the Acorns potential screen will show you the power of compounding and how your money can grow over time. I'm actually not joking here. Investing money as early as you can is super important. I heard early on a piece of advice that said it's not how much you put in the market, it's how long you are in the market for. All right, so go and do it. Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Join the over 14 million all-time consumers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/left or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customers' accounts, age, investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/left. The first few weeks back at school set the tone for the rest of the year. iExcel helps kids build confidence and get up to speed fast. iExcel is an award-winning learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning, whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. We know our little Carmelita is doing extremely well in chemistry, to the point where we're almost concerned. Her experiments are taking her to the edge of knowledge and bringing her to questions of not whether she can do what she wants to do, but whether she should. And Wendy's learning a lot about the Civil War. And from pre-K through 12th grade, iExcel offers personalized interactive learning that adapts to each child's level and pace. Like it balances Wendy's love of chicken with her love of the Civil War. But it's still wonderful what iExcel helps her to get leaps and bounds beyond the other children at school. iExcel is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the United States. 96 of the top 100! Studies show kids who use iExcel score higher on tests, and also higher on whether or not they're going to get any snackies after their main dinner. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get iExcel now. And Last Podcast on the Left listeners can get exclusive 20% off iExcel membership when they sign up today at iexcel.com/left. Visit iexcel.com/left to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Hey there, all you Quinceaholics. Oh, I feel so good. I got the breeze coming through my linen pants and my linen shirt. Oh, it's too hot for my cashmere sweater. Thank God I got this wonderful undershirt and sunglasses to keep my eyeballs safe from the radiation of a star that's trying to kill all of us. I digress. Listen. Quince has got anything you need. They're going to help you out. They're going to change your life. You like simple, plain, good-looking clothes with high-quality fabrics? Quince your hiney. Get in there. Take care of yourself. Be good to you and dress like a prince when you're wearing your quince. I got a silver chain. Woo! Doctor, I got a silver chain. It looks great. You can get anything you want. They have gold bars. All right. You want to buy a gold bar? Quince got a gold bar. All right. You go get that for yourself. You treat yourself nice and you dress even better. Upgrade your everyday. Go to quince.com/last for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/last for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/last.
Now we got Anna Taylor-Joy, spoiled as good as she's going to be Aaliyah. We'll see what that's going to head towards. You saw that in the future. I loved all this. I love the Southern Fredman was really crazy. You know what they did great? Again, it's a lot of greats, is the worm writing. They actually made it look dangerous and crazy.
Of course.
And they made it really, really...
Well, you have to... you have to nail the worm
it.
writing. I mean, isn't that the whole crux of the whole... I mean, the whole fucking thing relies on the worm writing being cool looking and crazy.
It does.
Right?
It does, in my mind.
I mean...
I thought that they really showed how difficult it would be to write a worm.
Even in the book, it's just like, oh, man, it might happen, it might not happen the next 400 pages, but... If they get on those fucking worms,
you know for a fact,
be crazy.
They're gonna worm it up.
And then they do it, and he describes it really well in the book. But yeah, if I dropped the ball on that, it would have been crazy.
I want to do, like, obviously there's been a lot of attention on this trial, and I want to say I stand with the people that feel that the worm wranglers should be held accountable for the amount of worms that ate people on this set. And it might be the fault of some of the producers.
I was going to say, well, also they're worm specialists.
But what is the chain of command?
Yeah.
Right. What's the chain of ownership here? If we're not, so if the worm wrangler isn't telling the actor that the worm is cold,
right?
How is the actor supposed to know that I'm going to ride this worm all the way into Arakeen?
And the teeth are supposed to be rubber, and they had actual sandworm teeth.
They had the real knife of Shai Hulud on set.
Yeah.
When I'm like,
crazy.
I feel like, how did it even get to set?
And they didn't even check it. It was supposed to be made out of butter. It was supposed to be made out of cake.
I feel like that's where the checks and balances system kind of fell apart. But hey, you know, when it comes down to it, if you want to make worms look real, you're going to have to break a couple of eggs right up top.
Wait, why?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I brought you in on that. I brought you in on that. We'll get to the worm writing.
What does eggs have to do with anything?
Eggs. Don't you fucking worry. This is hopefully they're going to do well.
So wait, the worms lay eggs is what you're saying?
It's a bit, okay? It's a fucking bit.
So they lay eggs. Is what you have to break the eggs to release the spice?
You will never be able to face my legions of Saruka! No, can you give me lottery numbers if you drink more of the water of life?
14. Z. I think I'm getting bad numbers here.
The prophecies and abortion.
Michael.
So we get into, they bring Christopher Walken. So yada, yada, yada leads up to the best sequence of the movie. So at this point, truly, but that's what I was kind of saying before, where now the movie's going for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I was just like, all right, he rides the worm. Yeah. And I was like, oh no. They're going to cut this off before. Are we going to have, like, is Dune 3 going to be just this battle? Like, is that all it's going to be? That's what kind of thought they was going to do. But thankfully, I was like, they started picking up the pace. And the worm attack onto Arakeen.
Great.
Fucking killer.
They show up. Cavalry shows up.
It was good. Everybody gets fucking murdered.
Yeah.
And then Irulan comes in. Again, a little moment that takes me out. Christopher Walken shuffling into the throne room after they have taken him by
Who should have played him that role?
I feel like you can stunt cast it. You know who should have been, man? You know who really should have been if this was back in the day? If we could have done it,
Santa Claus?
Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens.
Somebody like that, like an aloof weirdo, like maybe some other, because Christopher Walken makes sense, unfortunately, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like he's a little, which I also kind of why they did it is because you're supposed to kind of see that the Shaddam Emperor is kind of on his last legs and all this kind of ending.
You got to get
but
it
they
old.
also, but the Dune 2 did great in explaining a little bit about the Lance Rod. They never said the term, but they kind of talked a little bit about that. Now I really want to talk about and then the fight between Fade Routha and Timothy Chalamet and Ding Dong was really good. These are my only.
That was great.
I have only one real gripe with the movie.
The stuff after that with the whole like sequence of.
The only gripe I have is we've come this far, and if we've done so much Dune, and you're not going to have a baby kill Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah.
That's the only thing is that I miss having that. That is the best sequence upon rewatching the David Lynch's Dune. I just cackled.
It's great
in that scene. We have to be like, you will have to face the revenge of my brother. Like, and then she's like, that's my favorite.
It is the absolutely trying to avoid the Darth Vader. No, like.
Yes,
I
understand.
We've done so well up to now.
It's very
this
serious.
Is such a fucking risky move to try to have that happen, right?
Yes.
And it might have made the movie more talked about for years to come. But would it have given us another movie?
Because even
Maybe
just
not.
the cuts to the embryo made people being like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is Dune, bro.
Yeah,
Wait till
Dune.
fucking the next two books where you have 2 5-year-old twins that talk with the minds of 1,000,000-year-old people.
Yeah,
and then,
exactly.
and
We're
then
not
one
just
of
sneaking into a base to steal a princess for the fucking 12th time.
No, a baby kills the main villain.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. And also, are we going to do the thing where he sees through the eyes of his child? Remember the end of Messiah? Like him seeing through the eyes of his child in order to kill Skytail? Are we going to see that? And this is kind of where I think that they're going to set things up a little differently for Dune 3. Now, at the very end, we now know.
Yeah.
Paul is one again. Paul is one. The good guys won. And this is where we really
Good guy? Question mark?
Exactly.
We don't know.
This is where Denis Villeneuve truly understands Dune. Because Dune Messiah shows that, yes, if Luke Skywalker wins, eventually Luke Skywalker is going to be a sellout.
Right.
It's what happens. As soon as you get...
It's going to be a little bitch.
You're just going to become the dictator that you so fought against.
You're going to become dad.
You're going to be. You're going to have to. We all do it.
Yeah.
I found myself the other day muttering under my own breath what my mother used to say, which is like, all I do is clean. That's all you should say. All I do is clean. And I found myself saying that the other day. And you will find yourself doing the same. Paul. Shamalama Ding Dong, because you're going to end up becoming, he finally hints that, it actually might not be good that the prophecy has come to pass. Because yes, now the Atreides do have the power of Arrakis, but it ain't Duke Leto that's got the power over Arrakis. It's Paul. And Paul is nuts now. And so he does this great fight with Fade Routha. That was really good.
Yeah.
Because then he also did the thing, you notice, he did the thing that Gurney does to him.
Right.
In the first movie, where he gets stabbed in the shoulder, but he stabs him in the belly. Like, it's the same move that Gurney does. So
totally awesome.
Cool wink.
Didn't love when the Lady Ghostbusters showed up. I thought that was a weird way to try to get that reboot to happen again. I was like, I don't think this is appropriate at all. You know what I mean? Leslie Jones is
does like 7-minute long improv
quick
going
talking
like,
and
yeah. That was
totally
it was
weird.
unexpected.
Totally bizarre.
Yeah, I did feel the Dune Lady Ghostbusters crossover is going to surprise
Especially when they
some.
just kept going, make it happen. Can we make it happen? Can we make it happen?
And then Paul
Another
Feig
movie?
comes out. Paul Feig comes out and he just talks about his grandchildren and how he hopes to build a legacy for them and
then
how good this
Scorsese
would be
came
for
out
him.
was just like Native Americans. We took the land.
He
and I
said
was
a
like,
whole thing about it.
A weird
but he going
two-camera
like,
monologue.
but not me, I'm Italian.
They broke the
I'm from Italy.
They broke the seventh wall. It was fucking crazy.
That was crazy when they showed up behind
in
us.
the theater and started shaking everybody's hands.
That was fucking crazy. I was like, is this? And everyone kept saying, no, this is still the movie.
This is still the movie.
And I was like, man, this is crazy. But the end of Dune, I think, is setting up
Because you remember how in Dune 2, in Dune Messiah the books.
Yeah.
They
Okay, yeah.
set up
Have to specify.
Yes, in Dune Messiah the books, they specify that there are people that are rising against Paul, like within the Fremen, like that the Fremen is fractured. I think they're going to make Chani a light villain at the beginning, where she's going to be like revolting against Paul. But then he does say in that scene, she'll get over it in time. So I do think that they do have to do the thing where she has babies, because that is the prophecy, is that if she gives birth, she dies, which I think is a part of, because that's supposed to be why he's so, like, I think it's also interesting because it also shows the priorities of Frank Herbert, because in the original Dune, he's mostly just sad about how his wife's going to die and not about, like, he does think about the billions of people that die in the Holy War, but he's way more concerned that Chani's going to die.
I read a really compelling article that was talking about how Villenueve, Denny, I'll say Denny. You think he eats at Denny's? And he's like, hey, I'm Denny. You know, he tells the waiter or whatever. Anyways.
You just got your French-Canadian merit badge taken from you.
So I think that he... from what I was reading, at least from what this person speculated, is that he was sliding stuff in his movie version more towards this whole concept of like making the whole thing about this like anti-white savior thing,
which is what the books are
Where
about.
It's trying to say
the whole point of the books are to say
the whole point of the books say John F. Kennedy is a fucking don't trust that guy. It was the whole point of the books, right? It was
be careful,
charismatic, pretty young, person. We are too quick to follow along with what they want to say.
Especially somebody who says they're going to show up and wrap it all up and fix everything and
all you got to do is storm that building. All you got to do.
It's actually way more than that.
Storm that building.
It's actually way more.
But I think that is definitely what they're trying to do with this, and I love that, especially when he comes in and there's that Fremen football team, right? And they're really bad at football, and he comes in and he shows them how to be really good.
First of all, we got to learn is the flea flicker.
But that's totally as we flick the dick to the other. But genuinely, like, I love, it's refreshing to see that, because you see so much of just the white savior trope still happens and have this uncomfortable ending, instead of the ending where Chani's with Paul and everybody's party, and everyone's
they do a
just
very, very good job. You get a sinking feeling.
It's not an Ewok party at the end. Yeah, it's a sad, upset feeling, because of him putting his bone in that. And
now my question,
Florence,
yes. Yeah. No, my question is, he won't put his bone in Florence.
But having her around, at least she can look at it, but she can't no touch.
No touch, and God, that's got to be hard. Now, what do you think next season? Next season, that's what I'm saying.
Next season on
Dune. Do you think that they are going to have Skytail? Do you think we're going to have face dancers? There must be.
Man,
face dancers.
So, man.
Because you remember, in the books, they're fucking
face
weird.
Are completely of an incredibly important.
But they're like a little goblin guy.
Now, are they not more fundamental to the two children of Dune than Dune Messiah?
Well, no, Dune Messiah. You remember, it starts with like the Reverend Mother, Reverend Mother Gaiam, Skytail. That's the face dancer that insinuates his in, and then it leads to the Gola, because they help facilitate the Gola. Duncan Idaho to come to Paul, because that was the first thing was supposed to betray him, was that if he tries to unlock Duncan Idaho's memories, that then the Gola Duncan Idaho is going to kill him.
Yeah.
And then this is what we were talking about before, of like, it just might be difficult to get Mahalo, Jason Momoa, to do the metal-eyed, haunting Ixian clone.
He's going to have to take some Stella Adler classes.
He might need to.
He's going to have to
He
learn
might need to
some...
learn from Dave Bautista.
Honestly,
Dave Bautista,
he reaches down deep into some kind of animal person. I don't even. It's fucking amazing what he does. I believe that he's like not human. I believe that he's like a weird other type of.
He's a great
entity.
He's truly just a great performer in a.
Because that's the thing. And then in Guardians, he's like funny as shit, and
he
understands comic timing.
He's saying now though he wants to get the only thing I will say is that he's saying now is because he's saying he wants to get more serious, which I do understand. He wants to do more serious stuff, but he was great in Blade Runner too.
Yeah,
he was also that was like one of the honestly the only.
Fantastic
part I really liked in Blade Runner 2049 was that whole sequence. I loved that, and I like Ryan Gosling in it. I just felt like Harrison Ford
was too old for that.
that's
And everybody else, one thing about it, Blade Runner 2049 too, is that everyone else was in future clothes. Harrison Ford was in a t-shirt.
I just don't think he was. Yeah, I think
He was just in this. He just was
they
just
needed him,
collecting
man.
money. Yeah, they just
needed
had
him
to do it.
I mean, he's the walk-in experience of that movie.
No, guys, this was like I don't know. This was just, it's so good to be back. Dune 3, we're gonna do this again, obviously. Any final thoughts before we leave them?
Yeah, I feel like if your name's Gary or Sam, you should see this movie. I think that I want to try seeing it in different ways. I want to try cut my dick off and see it, or like eat a bunch of hot sauce and see it, something like that. You know,
good, cogent.
Shouts to the Texas, what's his name? Beaupert or whatever his name is, the guy
Warren
we brought
Beaupert?
up earlier. Yeah,
No, Greg Abbott.
No, but I
O'Rourke.
did see Beetlejuice the musical, and we did make a lot of jokes about how I was gonna vape in front of a pregnant woman.
Did you do it?
No, but we got pretty lit up, dude. Lex and I did. It was good. It was good. Oh yeah, Beetlejuice the musical is pretty refreshingly like solid. You know what I mean? I know that we have too many of these like licensed properties that we keep making out of musicals out of them, but also Timothy's setting himself up for a pretty interesting project. I'm not bullshitting you here. He's proven himself to be able to star in a musical. He's proven himself to be able to star as Paul Atreides in Dune. Maybe some years down the line, after they're completely done with this franchise and they want to revisit it with song, I think he'd be fucking great. I think you could bring back most of those guys. You'd probably have to replace like Chani, whatever. I don't think Zendaya's got pipes.
I don't know if she does. Timothy, my problem with Timothy singing, it's very thin.
Right.
It's very thin.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he does a version of the Raindrops and Roses. What's the song in it from Willy Wonka, the original?
It's
The Candy Man
World
cannot
of
sing.
Pure Imagination.
Yes, he sings that song. And he sounds like a computer singing. Like he doesn't sound like a man singing. But Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong, you have my Dune seal of approval.
Blessed be.
Blessed be. Blessed be the maker.
I
Blessed be his
genuinely
water.
do want to say this. All bullshit and jokes aside, me being a constant piece of shit aside.
Mhm. I don't know how you do that, but that's fine.
It is absolutely a movie. We saw this movie at 10:30 p.m. I now have a toddler. My bedtime is like 11. I mean, the movie started at my bedtime when I should be considering turning the lights out. We had several drinks. We also had much eating at the Barney's Beanery.
This is
and it was bad, or not bad food, but it was bad
chicken
for you
nuggets.
food. Yeah, it was not a.
I had tendies and
not
I
a
had
food that makes you be able to like get up with a pep in your step,
But
right?
what else? What is food that's going to get you up in a pep in the step? We're going to have salads at 8 o'clock at Barney's Beanery.
I only had on my person at that point indica edibles.
Yeah.
So I ate a bunch. It wasn't a bunch. 20 milligrams of indica edibles. That's a good amount for me. I like to keep the tolerance low. Man, that movie did not feel like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
It zips right past, man.
I absolutely had a moment. We both did, like, close-ish to the end where we were like, just because it was 1:30 in the morning.
Well, the worst, honestly, my main issue was that there was 45 minutes of trailers.
Yes.
45.
Killing me.
And they're not even sci-fi movies.
Killing
It's all
me.
just like Anne Hathaway.
Twisters.
I was
Twisters
like,
is sci-fi.
it's horseshit. It sounds like what you do to fat kids at camp.
You apologize to Jackie right
Fucking
now. She's been
Anne-
looking forward to that movie. Do you know your sister wants to be a tornado chaser? That's always been what she wanted.
She fucking
She
only
has-
if a tornado
she
was
has-
chasing her way in her fucking vagina.
All right. She has multiple tornado tracking apps. Multiple. I just want to
We
throw
are
it
in
out there.
Los Angeles. There are no tornadoes here.
So I will just say this movie was like a breeze. It will absolutely suck you in. I am talk about superhero fatigue. I have over 2 hour movie fatigue.
Oh yeah, me too.
And this did not
I went
feel
in
like
Avatar
it.
2. I went to the bathroom 2 times.
Yeah.
And I hid in the bathroom. I literally was just sat on the
Tenet,
toilet,
I
just
kept
being
leaving.
like, can this be over?
Tenet was the first movie I got to see in the theater after
but
COVID.
What's not exciting about
pandemic.
Holden, what's not exciting about Tenet?
I kept making up excuses to leave the theater
Yes.
to like sit.
I made me miss smoking cigarettes.
This movie
Avatar
wasn't
2
that.
made me miss smoking cigarettes.
And I think more importantly than any of that, with how formulaic this shit in the theaters is, it is a massive Hollywood blockbuster that feels like a wholly unique experience.
it's a real movie, and it's Dune, man.
Yeah, it's Dune, man. It is like our fucking current Shakespeare or whatever you want to call it. It is like our epic, beautiful, amazing shit, but done in a way that makes you go, fuck yeah, motherfucker!
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro. Yeah, man.
So that's
man,
my last final take. Henry,
go
I
out
leave
there,
it to you. I
See
leave it
some
to you.
Dune. Go buy David Lynch's Dune on DVD.
Yeah.
Bring him some money, okay? Because David Lynch needs it. He's gonna be dead soon.
Definitely
He's
eat the
smoking too much.
sativa edibles for that one. though, 'cause
Definitely
it
sativa edibles.
slows
Yes.
a dude.
And it is unfortunate the end of that film is not good. But the one thing that also I will say, you know what I do miss? Space navigators.
Yeah, that shit was good.
I miss a little bit of the navigators in this, but
There you
maybe
go.
we'll see some navigators in Dune 3. I'm hoping. Please let me read for Bijaz, Denis Villeneuve.
That's what we're doing now.
Please just let me
Now we're
be.
just doing requests to be in the movie.
Mr. Villeneuve, I learned how to say your name. Can you please just let me be Bijaz?
I'll just be like a dumb Fremen that doesn't,
You're not going to be a Fremen.
You don't think they're gonna? You don't think I can play a Fremen?
I feel that.
You don't think I can play? Oh,
Let's
woke
just
Henry.
say-
Woke Henry doesn't think I can be a Fremen. Interesting.
I don't. No, it's not the skin color. I think it's your body.
Wow.
Because I don't know if you look like a man that can carefully and silently traipse along
Woke
the
Henry,
desert.
fat shaming again. Wow.
That's the opposite of woke.
Interesting.
I'm just saying that you need to. I'm just saying that you just don't. I don't know if I yet believe that you're one of the Fadaken.
I could play Fangor Slimeskin.
Yeah, that's the Fremen who's not good at anything.
Yeah. You want to buy some of my socks?
Yeah,
They got holes.
honestly,
in 'em.
the reason why it'd be even worse to try to make him leave because just the racket he would do.
I know snake magic.
He's called
It's
3
better than
worms
worm magic.
already this morning. And it has been difficult, honestly, on all of us because we got to keep catching these worms. So go check out Dune 2. Give him your money and tell him Last Podcast Network sent you.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. I mean,
Or
again, we don't get
Root
paid.
Scream Root Dooners.
Root Dooners, rise up!
Rise up, bitches.
And so now, the sleeper awakens! Are you
You die in 2029.
God, stop drinking that. Stop drinking.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
This podcast is supported by Nurtec ODT, Rimegepant. We know you didn't ask for an interruption, but migraine doesn't wait for the right moment to interrupt either. It just barges in, takes your time, and throws everything off. So when migraine takes your time, take Nurtec. It's for the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults. Nurtec can provide pain relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days. Ask your healthcare provider if Nurtec is right for you because your time is for you, not migraine. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use. Get help right away for trouble breathing, rash, swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or throat. High blood pressure and Raynaud syndrome can occur. Get help for high blood pressure, numbness, coolness, pain, or color changes in fingers and toes. Common side effect is nausea. For full prescribing information, call 1-833-4-NURTEC or visit Nurtec.com. All right, back to your podcast, playlist, or whatever's keeping you going today.
Wendy's believes summer should be more fun and less expensive, which is why, for a limited time, they're making their small classic Frosty just $1. Because let's be real, summer and Frosty just go together. So come on down and celebrate $1 Frosty summer at Wendy's with a hot deal on your favorite cool summer treat. But this deal melts away when summer does, so get it while it's hot. Or, cold. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.